You straight? Most good job. Good job. Ain't no sweat. You got baptism by fire today. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's take your time with it. We rock. Yeah, but since you thumb, you have Shemalathon by Shem Yashai. You all know tonight, DC, Wednesday, scripture breakdown in the DC school. Again, big up Commander Yahanna coming through on Monday. You know what I mean? Giving us some good vibes on Monday coming through. It was a real pleasure to host him down here. You know what I mean? For sure. You know, Commander Yahanna built the DC school with his hand, built up this whole zone, that camp spot. He was the one who selected that and rocked that out and, you know, stomped into the ground over there and softened up that spot good and proper. You know what I mean? And then, you know, passed it down to his sons. You know what I mean? So it was good to have him back. It was good to be able to keep doors open that he, you know, he could come back to a spot that he, you know, for sure, you know, started. You know what I mean? That's always a blessing where, you know, you know, a father figure could leave something in your charge or under your watch and is able to return to it. You know what I mean? And, you know, at least I hope he wasn't disappointed, Shapat. I hope he wasn't. But it was good to have him down here. You know what I mean? Of course, you all know Jeremiah Hyman was down here last Thursday. You know what I mean? Last Thursday. Between them 5 days, I nearly get a goddamn stroke. I'm like trying to make sure everything is perfect and right. But it was Tawab. So, you know what I mean? You know, Tawab to both generals for that, of course, coming through and rocking it out with DC. So, you know, tonight we're going to talk about, you know, Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Right? Because you have last week was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And last week's class was bringing out how, you know, you ain't a white man. You're not Johnny Depp. And now come to find out this brother who so many people love and admire, you know what I mean? Love him to death, admire him to death, was all happy, you know, when he, you know, got this girl, happy for him and how long they was going and all that type of stuff. And now, of course, they're divorced, just like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You know what I mean? Just like them both. And, you know, somehow people are surprised and shocked about the whole thing when, you know, I mean, it was a easy countdown when you look at what happened with those two. And it's something that is an old lesson in new form. It's the same old thing that's always happened to black men and black women. You don't know who to pick. You don't know who to marry. And even if you pick the wrong person, you know, please flip around that Caesar sign on the ground there. Make sure they could see it when they're walking. And even though you do pick the wrong person, you're not committed enough in anything in your whole life anyway, man or woman. You're not committed enough to just see the goddamn thing through. Yep. You get the point? Like there's you know, one step is to do something that you should have never did, but goddamn, the ship done left the damn dock. Right. We are already out in open sea without a paddle, and you jump ship, whether it's man or woman. In this case, it was that broad, right? And it's you know, that's a normal situation for Black and Hispanic people. It's so normal. It's just right now with because of their celebrity, it's such a, you know, a spectacle. Right. You know what I mean? Because of their celebrity, it is an absolute spectacle for the whole world, or not the whole world, but by and large the whole world, because of he's supposed to be the next big actor. I guess he thought he was going to be Denzel. I guess he thought he was going to marry, you know, that sister Denzel married, anyone. You know what I mean? And have a wife for 25, 50 years, 40 years. Right. You know what I mean? Not understanding not understanding the error in his choice.
Right.
His choice was just poor. He had a poor choice, right? He ain't supposed to take that girl just because of who her father is.
Right.
That's number one. Like, oh, that's her father? Say again? Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead, light him up. Right? Get busy and take your time. You know what I mean? Because of who her father is, he already supposed to know there is no good stock in that. There's absolutely no good stock in that. So we're going to beat a little dead horse tonight. God damn. We got to go and run back through this thing because so many people are, base their lives on our celebrities and what our celebrities do or do not do, right? What our celebrities decide to go through or not go through. And it's just they made two mistakes, not mistakes. I mean, errors, just bad judgments. And not only that, it's two bad examples, right? One, again, is the choice, and two, quitting. You get the point, just, deciding to abandon something, which is how most of us, we're used to that. We're used to growing up with, two daddies, three daddies, two mummies, three mummies, a ton of uncles who's really not uncles. Like, we used to it because as a people, we're just weak. We just weak, being under this oppressor, being under the church, we're just absolutely weak when it comes to life. You know what I mean? We're good athletes. We're excellent entertainers. You know what I mean? We good at, we're good at working for somebody else and slaving for somebody else.
Right.
But when it comes to actual real life, we're weak. We're probably one of the weakest nations. We're just absolutely a weak nation when it comes to that. When it comes to being able to suffer long to, bring forth fruit, which is the basis of agriculture. You're gonna have to first plan. You're gonna have to have your plan. You're gonna have to budget time, budget food, budgeting money, budget in case shit. You know what I mean? White man call that insurance, but black people call it, this is in case shit. Right? In case shit go wrong, because if you planting your food or raising cattle, there's going to be a time where you can't eat. You understand? There's going to be a time where it's a ton of work, where you're toiling and you're not feasting. And you're toiling and you're toiling and you're toiling. And as a people, we can't do even that as a people. We're not able to feed ourselves as a people.
Right.
You understand? Forget about defending ourselves as a people. We're not able to do that. But we can go to work, though. We can show up as a slave and smile with the oppressor. But when it comes to actual life, living, breathing life, we are absolutely ill-equipped.
Right.
Absolutely ill-equipped. Get the point? Give me Salaki. Give me Exodus 22 and 16, Shapat, when you're done.
Salaki, so what you said is so heavy as far as us quitting.
Shapat, you could take this final? Let me see if it'll be all right without it.
Salaki,
two. Tawada. Yeah, that's good.
What you were saying as far as us used to quitting is heavy, because I'm reading just a comment on different platforms and different little chat rooms about the situation. And all through the chats, the comments, and brothers like, now y'all bros don't get mad when he go get with a white girl. And it's just like, so in a lot of brothers' minds, this justifies now you going and being weak and getting with a heathen, getting with our oppressor.
Well, okay, this not only does it in their minds, it justifies it. That's what happens when things fail this bad.
Right.
When things fail this bad, brother, you become a traitor.
Right.
I want to say things fail, meaning your expectation, what you expect. When it failed that bad, it's Judas.
Right.
Whatever Judas was expecting to get out of being with Yahushua, it failed. He did not get that. It wasn't going how he thought it was going to go. He had to go on, create his own righteousness.
Right.
His own thing, which, he decided to be a traitor.
Right.
Thinking that he would have it on the other side. You get the point? So when you see something like this and people saying, don't be surprised if he go get a white woman or the daughter of the oppressor, it's because those brothers done put something into somebody they shouldn't have. Right. They done put something into, just like you know, somebody playing sports.
Right.
They put everything into it and it ain't go right, so they quit.
Right.
When you talk to professional athletes, the things they come back from, you know, it's those are not normal things.
Right.
And they wouldn't be that professional if they quit. You get the point? It just would not be like that if they were just quitters. You understand? So now they're gonna try to justify it, but this is again because the situation broke them.
Right.
The situation just broke this person, and now they're so scarred by it. Every woman is an offense.
Right.
So now, if every woman, and not just every woman, every sister that, you know, is going to remind you of this thing, so now you go get the daughter of the oppressor.
Right.
You get the point? It's the same thing with the homosexuals and the lesbians.
Yeah.
Right? Something happened to them when they was young, and it broke them. So now, instead of warring back, you just choose to go with a woman if you're a woman because some man hurt you.
Right.
Or if you're a man, you choose to go with a man because some man or woman hurts you. That goes heavily unspoken of the amount of female child molesters and child abusers that there are. Right? It goes heavily unspoken. Chris Brown would tell you it.
Yep.
Right? He got molested when he was 8 or 9. Passing off, had sex with an older woman, but he was abused. He was raped by an older woman. That's why he is the way he is.
Right. You
get the point? So it's so many dynamics with this thing right here, and brothers identify with it so much because it's because as a people we are absolutely weak.
Okay.
We are an absolutely weak people when you look at the things that defeat us. When you look at the things that defeat us, and I'm not talking about, you know, the oppression that we go through from this oppressor. That's full on legitimate oppression. I'm talking about life. We're talking about life here. They didn't divorce because he was in tops and Peyton Gendron showed up and put a gun to her head and he ran. That's not why. Right. You get the point? They didn't have a divorce because Dylan Storm Roof bust in their house and he ran away. You get the point? They didn't have a divorce because of some racist cop stop or marginalizing, racial marginalizing or discrimination in Hollywood. You get the point? They didn't survive because of life. And that's how we are. Once again, we could do a 100-yard touchdown easily. Right. We'll win the NBA with, you know, one lung. But when it comes to life, brother, we're not equipped. We're absolutely not equipped. And it's just because of our upbringing. Our upbringing, you know, the things that as a child you learn as truth or moral values or foundation, it's just not there. It's not there. So you have nothing to fall back on. So when you fall flat. Right. That's what's going on. So first off, give me Exodus 22 and 16.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Right? If a man lie with a maid and what? Entice her, right? And he lay down with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Which means what? If a man goes spit game to a sister, right, and he entice her, he seduce her, and she open her legs to him, according to God, that's your wife.
That's right.
So he ain't got what's the story? The story here is that he proposed to her and she said, I'm too young. He's 30, she's what, 23, 24? Some shit like that. She said, I still want to go have fun, enjoy life. I believe that's what they're saying. Well, you know, they both could have learned that sex was marriage.
Right.
And there would be no proposal.
Right.
And then if she's scared of a ring, her fear should be to open her legs wrongfully.
Right.
Like she should have been scared when the game was being spit. When he said, I'm watching Creed with her and saying that was me. You get the point? When he sit down there, what was this other movies? Black Panther. When he up in there talking about, is this your king? She should have been scared to open her legs then.
Right.
But she was not. So, you know, it lets you know the priorities are. Hold on, Shapat.
Okay, sir. But when I would tell somebody sex is marriage and go to this verse right here, some people would try to run around it because it says, you know, after he lied with her, it said he shall surely endow her to be the wife. Basically saying they weren't married. Now he's going to go marry her because he did that. The sex wasn't marriage. And I would respond with, but that was a commandment. So in the eyes of the Lord, that's your wife because he's commanding you to make her your wife.
Okay, you have to explain that to me again. Say that part again.
Come, sir. When showing somebody that sex is marriage, they would always listen to the fact that it says, surely he will endow her to be his wife, as they're not already married because of the sex. But now, since they had sex, he has to make her his wife. But I would always respond with, that's the Lord giving a commandment that's your wife. So
okay, you might have to just teach them a little bit more. There's something else in that. You know, get the point. There's something else in that. Somebody who was running away from that, saying the sex is not the marriage, they still had to go get married after. This is just somebody who's just slow in spirit. Right? They're just in the spirit, they're a little slow. Right? That's not what they're talking about. What you want to do is you want to look up endow. Just look up endow. Look it up. You have to switch up there. Look up endow. All right.
Also by me, sir. The sister online asked Salaki, who are we talking about?
Okay, we're talking about you. We're talking about you. We're talking about me. We're talking about everybody. We're talking about Israel. And when we're using the I was joking, of course, sister. I ain't talking about you. But we're using the example of Lori Harvey, who's Steve Harvey's daughter, who's supposed to be this big hotshot, you know.
Right.
You know, the hottest thing in Hollywood. And Michael B. Jordan, who is this young actor, young brother, you know, very high profile actor. All right. And apparently they split, and of course the internet is going crazy and trending amidst, you know, war in Ukraine, amidst $10 gas prices in California, and amidst, you know, everything else. However, these things is what affecting your home, because what they went through is what everybody is going through. Failing because of life. And you're failing because of life because you haven't been taught anything about being free and living from young. You've just been taught about being a slave. All right? So give me endow.
Come. Endow. To furnish with an income.
Say it again.
Endow. To furnish with an income.
Anything else?
Come. Verse 2. To furnish.
Okay, is there any more on number 1?
Come, sir.
Yeah. Especially
to make a grant of money providing for the continuing support or maintenance of.
Right. That's really the only one you need. The others are good too. Skip down some. Hold on. Skip down some more. Give me the other ones.
Definition 2. To furnish with a dowry.
To furnish with a dowry. Check that door, brother. Don't just sit. All right, no sweat. Go ahead.
Verse 3. To provide with something freely or naturally.
Right. 2, Shalom on Christ. 2 is what? To furnish with a dowry, right?
To furnish with a dowry.
Right, with a dower. What is a dower?
It's like a fee for a man's daughter.
Well, in this case, it's his daughter, but a dower is a real estate term of interest, or it's a real estate term. It's something. It's a fee or interest or amount that goes with something, with property. You get the point? So now, go ahead.
So basically, when it says, he shall surely endow her with, to be his wife. So after they had sex, she is his wife,
But now he owes her father.
He had to go pay for the property he just took.
I got you.
He shall surely endow her. He had to go and provide that fee, that financial support for continuous whatever, because he done took the property. He has to do it. He had to now go do that shit. Also, give me the other one where he shall go to her father and give him the shekels. Right, keep reading, Shabbat.
Verse 17. If her father utterly refused to give her to him.
Right, so that's where you go. You just keep going. You break down endow, and then if the father utterly refused, meaning what? What is he refusing? He's refusing to acknowledge the marriage. They're already married. If they're not married, why is the father even refusing? You get the point? Why would the father refuse? But the father is refusing because they already married. And he's like, I don't want you to have my daughter. Not you. He's refusing, but they're already married. That's the problem. So the dowry is to pay the father for all the trouble he goes through raising a daughter, which is a goddamn headache. It's a headache to raise a girl. You get the point? Because they're simple. They don't understand things. Life is very soft and cuddly for a woman. You understand? That's how their life is. Their life is very soft and cuddly and to be taken care of, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But in raising her, especially in this climate we're in this time, in this era, with all the influence of your Facebook and your Instagram and this in school and that in school and this growing up and that growing up, remember, she's soft and cuddly. When I say soft and cuddly, what do I mean? She's very carnal. Eve is carnal, brother. She's sensual. She's sensual, you know. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, she responds very much to physical stuff. She's very, you know, she's sensitive very much. You get the point? So certain things that she should not experience, she's experiencing in this climate, in this society. You get the point? So now it's very difficult to raise a girl like that. You got to put a hedge around, like the scripture said. A man who begetteth a wife getteth a possession. Where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. Steve Harvey didn't put a hedge around that home. So she's spoiled. You get the point? He was not able to raise her right. She's spoiled. But a father who done raise that girl right and have that hedge around her, you go in there and you try to have sex with his daughter, you have to pay a dowry. You have to pay a serious bit of money because he done went through hell for 20 years trying to keep this girl legs closed so you could have her for the first time. You understand? You know how much men try to come in here before you? And I had to stop them and stop her and check her. And what she's crying by the time 17, 18, what's she crying and begging her father for? Rodak. She's crying and begging, Daddy, please let me, I love him. Bitch, don't know what love is, Ak. She don't understand. And that's the father's burden. She don't understand shit but what she wants now. You as a father is supposed to, you're going to have to shoulder it. And you're going to have to protect her and put the hedge around her and discipline her. And don't give a damn if she cries because you know it's for the betterment. And now you done raise her and she's somewhat decent, where you're not going to be ashamed to give her to another man. Because why? Suppose you give her to another man and she's Lori Harvey. She had sex with P. Diddy and her son, and his son, with Future. I don't know who the hell is turning up ass to Future. God damn. Shit. She had sex with so much different people. And now I'm supposed to have you pay for her? These niggas get her for free. Let me get her for free too. You get the point? It's a tremendous burden. So now if you go and somehow get her away from her father and she decides to give you the tail, the right thing for you to do is go pay him, because you really just stole his daughter. You really and truly just went in there and seduced her out the house and stole his property. But in today's society, that's seen as, you the man, bravado, you're a macho man, you the player, you the boss. You know what I mean? You you the man. When this society, you're supposed to be branded as weak. You understand? Not for going and get the girl, but for not going to her father and paying him what you owe him. You understand? You go get the girl. The right thing would be to go to her father and talk to him first and get to know him, because when you marry a woman, you're not just marrying her. You're marrying the father, the mother, the dog, the auntie, the uncle with cancer, the uncle who raped her when she was young. You get the point? You marrying her whole family. It would behoove you to go know that damn father and pay him something, even if you want a bottle of Jack Daniels for his girl. It would be good for you to go meet her father. You understand? That would be the right thing to have done, and negotiate a price with Steve Harvey. But of course, he don't know what marriage is himself. He tells women to act like a woman and think like a man. You get the point? He don't understand raising up anybody. So even if you go meet him, he don't understand what should be right at all, how he should do things. You get the point? He as I read somewhere, he said he don't really care what happens as long as his daughter is happy and nobody put hands on his daughter. Right? And as far as he knows, they both went their separate ways and she's happy. So he said, I'm team Lori. That's what he said as her father. Well, nigga, your team Diddy's son, your team Future, your team, who else had sex with her? Everybody. She had like 7 different niggas before this dude. And she's 23. She ain't, 30, She's Trace. Got Trigger. Trigger went up in there. You get the point? So first off, they should have known that this is the steps to follow. You out there, you ain't got no movies, and your woman's father don't have a TV show. But you could be way more righteous than they are, though. You could be absolutely way more righteous than they are. If you're a brother and you're considering a woman, do it the right way. Do it the honorable way, so the Lord will be pleased and smile on you. You know what I mean? Be pleased and smile on you and could get you to go through things. Go ahead.
Nah, sir. You told me this a while back, and I had a woman that had a little interest. We were always running the conversation whenever we seen each other.
Right.
Good conversation. So I asked for a number one day and got to talking to her, and I was letting her know everything that, about the school, about who I am, without, a man of the Lord. Mm-hmm. And she was with everything. She loved it. And until I got to the part about, when the last time she had, a man. Mm-hmm. And she let me know it was a few months ago or so. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you sure y'all was over with? You know what I'm saying? I let her know about me speaking to him to make sure that he was done with her, and about, if I could meet her father.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's his part that's stupid. Those two things right there.
Yeah, of course. Listen, okay, it ain't spook her. It just deliver. It just raised you out of the mud. Like, as a people, we're so weak. We used to dealing low down in the dirt, mud, and you elevated yourself out of that. So to her, you're just too strange. You want to meet him father for? What you want to talk to him for? In her mind, she think you want to talk to him to find out dirt on her, when you just want to find out if he still claims her as his own. I'm gonna tell you, broad in the world, that's you up to something. You trying to find out dirt on me or whatever else. And Lord knows what you want to meet her father for. Who the hell knows what relationship she had with him? She should have jumped at the opportunity, but of course she's simple. So that was the end of it right there. She's like, you're doing too much. Yeah, you keep doing much. Do more. You get the point? Right. Do much, much more. You raise the bar. If you raise the bar on these women, you'd realize they wouldn't meet the standard. The bar is just very low. You get the point? but you raise the bar on these sisters, they're going to jump up. They're going to get up there. But you had to raise the bar on them. They're going to cry and kick and fret, and they're going to wipe the tears, and they're going to get up there. You just had to raise it and keep it up there, and, you know, hold out. Just hold it out, and they'll be all right. They'll get. How do I know? How do I know they're going to reach the bar? Well, that's true too. That's true too. I learned the hard way, but there's another way. That's true too. That's definitely true, but there's another way. There's a whole other way. Check online, Shabbat, see if anybody answering. There's a whole other way. If you raise that bar, they're going to meet it. How do I know?
By you yourself sticking to that bar.
Nope. Go ahead.
Sarah Ranah, Yahanna said through your rib.
Well, that's true as well, but I already have them. So how do I know that woman there who you're trying to get will meet the bar that you set?
Rapia Banyamya said history shows they'll meet.
I'm gonna need a little more than that. That's very vague.
Or if a new woman who you're not married to, if she trying to get with you, she'll try to beat your standard or try.
Okay, how do I know that new one will meet the bar?
Come
on, no lucky. Go ahead.
She might talk to you. She might have a conversation with you.
So like, who was this? Let me get his name. I think John Briggs said the sisters in the UPK.
Well, they're here. We have a high standard in here already. I'm gonna give it to y'all for time's sake, and y'all gonna be shocked when I say it. They're doing it every day for the white man. That sister you was talking to, right? And she out of slavery? Okay. You're right. And she go there and she change her voice and talk all proper at the slavery? Yeah, and make sure she dressed nice and, you know, put on, you know, the shirt and how you doing, son? Yeah, so and so. And as soon as they leave the room, fuck, I had this bad weekend. And when the silly white man walking, yes, sir. No, sir. She's fully effing capable of reaching a standard arc. The problem is, we so weak as a people, we think here's the standard when we could just be way higher. You understand what I'm saying? Come on.
You totally right. Because, you know, the sister I was talking to, and she came and gave me my belongings, and she came outside the wrong stuff. One, I was like, yo, you know, I called her a couple hours later, like, yo, don't come outside like that.
Right.
So she was like, so she had a problem with it. She was like, about me saying something. She kicked and screamed, and I held my ground, and then she don't do it no more.
That's it. You just had to hold the standard. You just had to hold the standard, and you're gonna realize they're going to meet the standard. Right? Two things will happen. Either they meet the standard and the demon leaves, or they leave and the demon leave. Either way, you effing win. You're going to win. You're going to win. But these broads is doing it every day for the white man arc. Every day for a devil who murders their parents, murders your brothers, sends them to prison, shoots them in the tops, shoots them in the church. They're doing it every day. Every day. They're going to school for 4 years to go to a job that they hate. You get the point? They, you know, everything else they do. Drive 45 minutes to a slavery, go get their hair burnt off for a boss who pays them, and they meet his standard. I can't be late. I have to do this. I have to do this for the slave. Well, try that commitment to your husband and see how much more profitable you would be. They could meet a standard. Brothers, just don't give in. Hold the standard. Go ahead.
And the other part of that story was the truth, because I was talking to my younger brother. He's like probably like 4 years younger than me or something, 5 years younger than me. I was telling him about the broad, how she went off. He's like, well, yeah, that's it. Because brothers, how you saying, brothers in the world, we so weak. We think a lot of brothers, even myself, it'd be something you don't when you date in the world. When you date a woman, certain men will say something, and other men are too weak to speak up. And then they think when you want to speak up, like my little brother, he was like, "Yeah, well, if she don't like you saying something about you dressing well." Because I told him, I said, I might have had this conversation with her.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Bruh, she ain't gonna like that man, leave her alone." I said, "Nah, I'm gonna show you something."
Yeah.
And I did it, and she, now she covers up. And so it was the show, and I thought for the truth because I wouldn't know that without the truth.
That's the thing.
And,
like, it's the upbringing, the way how we was brought up. It doesn't equip us for life. It just equips us to be a slave, which is why Eve could be a perfect employee, but a terrible mother or a terrible wife. Or a brother could be a superstar NBA plus whatever, and be just a horrible husband or a horrible brother. You get the point? How we grew up in this kingdom does not equip us for life. It doesn't. And that's why, Michael B. Jordan looking how he looking, and Lori Harvey just don't give a rat's ass. You get the point? Give me where we was at. Give me the other one with the
This is a story about
No, I think it's right here, Keep reading in Exodus 22.
He shall pay money according.
Start at 17.
Sir. Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 17. If her father utterly refused to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
Right, according to the dowry of virgins. Right? That's if the father refused to give her. It refused to accept the marriage. So they're already married. He's going to pay the dowry according to the dowry of virgins. What is the dowry according to the dowry of virgins?
Basically, the money that the man that had sex with his daughter would have paid him.
Say that again.
The same money that he would have paid him for his daughter, the father would have to now give him.
Right. That's what it would be. Whatever would be the value of the girl. Now he would have to pay it to that brother if he refuses. All right. If he refuses, he would have to pay it to that brother. Go ahead.
Are you looking for the one for the tokens of the damsel's virginity?
The tokens of the virginity is not the dowry.
Okay.
The tokens of the virginity is the bloody sheets.
Right.
That's not the dowry. What I wanted here was just go in and pay. But I could take that too. All right.
Okay, because I know that the shekels, only because when you said shekels, I know somebody got to pay shekels.
Yeah, because she's a hoe.
Yeah.
That's why you had to pay the shekels, because she was not pure.
Yeah, that's when you said the word shekel. That's what I thought about this scripture right here.
You could hold that too.
Okay.
All right. So now that would be the first step. The first step would have been he should have chose a woman who he would already went to her father and worked out a dowry, paid her the dowry, paid him the dowry, and then took the girl. You get the point? Read that one we have.
All right. Deuteronomy chapter 21, chapter 22, verse 13. If any man take a wife and go into her and hate her and give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father, the damsel, and the mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city of the gate. Verse 16, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. Right.
So now this is an instance where you don't work out a price for this girl with the father. And you work out the price based on this girl doesn't know any man. She's young, right? She never knew a man. So now he went and had sex with her, and he realized that he was lied to. Somebody lying, either her lying or the father lying. So he brings charge against her. That's what I mean. He hated her. He went to the father and said, "I didn't find these tokens of her. I didn't find her a maid." Meaning, like, she was not a lady. That's another way of saying she was not a lady. Like this girl, she a thought her. You know what I mean? Your daughter loose. You know what I mean? She for everybody. You know, something had to go on here with this money, right? Keep going.
Verse 17. And lo, he hath given occasion
Excuse me.
of speech against her, saying,
So, okay, what is 8? Clip the online classes on the YouTube. I think Chicago gonna take it from 8 on YouTube. You could leave Facebook running, but it around about 8. Yeah, right. Chicago usually take it from 8. All right, just for the online classes one, not Facebook, just the YouTube one. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of thy daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
Right. So now he said, I found that your daughter, she was not a maid, and these are the tokens of her virginity. And he would come out with that sheet that they laid on and spread it before the whole, you know, who's there. It's damn near like court, they call it, before the elders and who's there. And if there's no blood on this thing, that means this girl has been had before. And the father done sold him something that was not pure. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days. Right,
meaning what? So now, if it is they come with the sheets, right? The father coming with the sheets. Or who's to say coming with the sheets? The father or her? Or him, Salakia? The father, he's bringing the sheets, right? Because that's the tokens of, hold on. Okay, the man is bringing the charge. Whoever has the tokens is bringing it out. If the tokens of the virginity is there, which is the bloody sheets, the blood on the sheets is the token of the virginity, they're going to fine him 100 shekels. That's what immerse means. They're going to fine him 100 shekels because he created a lie against a daughter of Israel, which is a heinous thing. What happened is he done had sex with the girl and don't want her again, but he gonna have to keep her and he can't separate from her for the rest of his life. You get the point? Go ahead.
In verse 15, and the father of the damsel and her mother shall take forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto
the gate. That's the proof. Yeah. That's like, you know, that's the proof that this marriage happened and the proof that this girl was good. Right? Keep going.
Verse 20. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of the virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones until she die. Because
so now, if this thing be true, and there ain't no bloody sheets, then the men of the city had to bring her out and stone her that she died. Steve Harvey talking about he just don't want nobody put hands on his daughter. There would be stones on his daughter if this was the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Because this girl is not a maid and she's 23. Right. You did a horrible job, Steve Harvey, an absolutely horrible job. But what else can I expect from you? You've had several divorces. You specialize in divorces, not marriages. You might want to write books on divorces. You get the point? Keep going.
Because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you.
You understand? She wrought folly in her father's house. She wrought folly She was foul in her own father's house.
Right.
Let Future up in there. P. Diddy and then the son, or the son and then P. Diddy. I don't understand the shit. And Michael B. Jordan chose her. That brother has some deviancy in him. I'm seeing, it's clear. He got some deviant something in him, boy. That's ridiculous. Go ahead.
I would say she had sin upon sin. She already adulterous. Then that's a law too. You can't sleep with a man, son.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. Listen, even damn. You remember with Reuben, that's what Reuben did to Jacob, right? Reuben did to Jacob one of his wives, went and took one of his wives. David's son, not Solomon, I forget his name. He took not David's wife, but it was this young girl who they made to lay on David naked to keep him warm when he was in his age. When he was an old man and he was bedridden, laying in the bed, they get this young thing come and put that meat right there on him. Shit. You telling me I can't serve the Lord? She coming in there, brother. You watching all that meat on Instagram. No, brother. She come and put that meat right there on his body to keep him warm. Not a blanket, meat. Shabbat.
He told her that's too wild.
The Lord must be with you.
He said, I'm good. Just lay right here.
Just lay right here. Shift it to the side a little bit. Bands will make it down. David, he went to the grave the right way. One of his sons, of course, who didn't want Solomon to be king, took the young girl for a wife. He was not supposed to do that because that David didn't have sex with her, but that's, it's like that woman done put away already. What are you gonna do? But the reason he took her was as if to say, this was David's woman, she my woman, now I'm king. Right? And he was challenging Solomon for the throne. Right? At first. I forget what the hell happened to him. I think he got killed. And I think they killed him. So, all that is just, she wrought folly in her father's house. Right? And that evil has to be put away from among you. But of course, in this kingdom, she's going to be celebrated. She's going to be absolutely celebrated. She, don't be surprised she's going to get a devil husband now. Yeah. Don't be surprised she going to get a white man who going to be like, well, y'all niggas couldn't handle it. Creed couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? T'Challa could not. T'Challa, what's his name? Killmonger couldn't. Killmonger got killed by a black cat, the Black Panther. He couldn't handle it. Now some white man going to handle it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then on Facebook you got some women who love Michael Jordan, so they're saying like, F her, she wastes his time. But most of the women are saying now the thing is, why I keep wanting this girl to settle down at 23, at 25 or 23. Like they say Michael B. Jordan is 35, 34, 35.
I think he's like 30, yeah?
Nah, he's older. He's older.
Oh no, I thought he was about 30.
He's like 34 or something like that. So, and they saying like, why I want her to why I want her to just show how evil America is. Why I want her to settle down. So she go around and have sex with anybody else, and then once she's 28, 30, then she can settle down to one man, and one man is supposed to have her and look at her like treasure. Mm-hmm. And all of them, you listening to you turn on the radio and there's a man that has sex with your wife.
Yeah. Yes, it's going to be rough. It's going to be absolutely rough with him. You know what I mean? What he don't realize by that he chose everybody's girl. He got caught up by what he saw, the physical beauty of it, and as a man, that's a feminine trait. I'm not saying you can't like a girl for how she looks. That's the initial attraction. You're gonna see her. You're gonna like that thing there. Whatever you like about her, whether it's her face, whether it's her body. Some brothers like toes. Do you? Do you? You get the point. Whatever you like. You could like the wrist bone. See that bone that come out here on the wrist? You could find that shit sexy. I don't care. But if you marrying her based on that, you're an idiot. And that's how it's feminine because that's how women choose. Women choose based on, well, he looked like he nice. He looked like this.
Yep.
You can't choose like that. You have to have a more substantive measure.
Right.
Your measure had to be a little more weightier than that.
Right.
You get the point? Yeah, she looked good, but you know, she had Diddy and the son. I just need to know if it's at the same time. That's what I need to know. If it's at the same time, because you know, Diddy, he's not, you know, he's not the most savory of characters. He's not, you know, let's say some unsavory characters. That brother right there is no. You get the point? No, Michael B. Jordan, he go choose that. It's damn near the reverse of Apollo Creed. Not Apollo Creed. What's his name? Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Because, okay, Johnny Depp is very much loved because of his movies and his contributions. And so is Michael B. Jordan. But Johnny Depp's stock went up after this whole separation.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan right now, if he was a stock, it would crash. It's low on the NASDAQ right now. Why? Because really, he's above this broad.
Yeah.
This bitch don't act. She don't sing. What does she do? Blow Future? That's her claim to fame. She does nothing. He's so far above her, but he got caught. He got caught in there, and now he ain't so strong like Creed no more. He ain't, you know, that's Killmonger, and he ain't. Nah, because he done get conquered damn near. Which is why you cannot choose like that. You cannot choose a broad like that. You have to be. There got to be some depth into that thing. There got to be some depth into that thing. She can't be shallow. How J. Cole said, she's shallow. She can't be that shallow. You get the point? What's going on there? Somebody on there playing the fool?
No, I'm just showing different pictures that you talk to.
Oh, okay. Most ain't great. So what? Yeah, she got about 9 that we know about celebrities.
Yeah.
Not to mention just the regular, everyday, you know. Yeah, nigga driving, you know, a Civic or, you know, he driving, you know, something just regular.
Right.
We ain't talking about the Benz and the Phantoms and shit.
Right.
The regular dude she cutting her teeth on. You know, the body count is ridiculous, but, you know, you don't lower yourself to something like this.
Right.
And this is the problem. You ain't gonna be the last dude.
Right.
Somebody going after you, and she gonna be in the news again. And you'll always be the broad. Lori Harvey said no to me. Still lucky. Good. Both y'all fighting. Good.
It's like my mate, Officer Williams said, it also teaches black men such an evil lesson. It teaches them that they don't deserve a wholesome woman. She has to be passed around first before she settles for him.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't teach us that lesson. That's how we already go and live life. We go live life as if, okay, she's the prize,
right,
and not you. Right. Like it's damn near come up, because she bad, and the bitch could just be, she just could be physically appealing.
Right.
And you simple. That's all I can say. Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because it so much remind me of high school, being around the most popular girls in school, and everybody wanted their turn. Like it's one girl who I was in middle school with. She was the most popular girl there, and then through high school she was the most popular girl there. So for 7 years straight, 8 years straight, she's the most popular girl, and everybody was waiting their chance. She literally would have a boyfriend or two every year.
Right.
Like each year was somebody new. And it was like, you know, you just was waiting your turn because she had body and she was so cute. Like brothers would be at her cheerleader practice taking pictures of her with their phone and saving the pictures in their phone. Yeah,
because she's popular. She's popping right now.
At cheerleader practice, like, oh my God, look at Shorty. She having a sports bra. They take a picture of her. She's sweating and shit. And I'm like,
and everybody is like, yeah, well, she gonna make her wrongs to me, because I know she gonna leave him. He looked like he got 3 months expiry date on his back. I know, yeah, this nigga ain't gonna last. That's just for this weekend. It's gonna make his way around, which is once again why I need to go to her father, because what? Men are honest. Men are honest. A brother gonna tell you, brother, this girl ain't shit. I try with her. I used to beat her ass every day. You know, I ain't gonna do that to you. You know, give me half a goat if you really want her. I'm trying to tell you, you shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like a brother, he would give you. He said, I don't really know this girl, and this girl, she grew up with her mother. Yeah. You might want that other sister, that little sister she have. You might want to talk to her. But this one here, I wouldn't. But you could go ahead and know. You get the point? Like that's why you had to go to her father. You can't go to her. You get the point? You can't go to her. You gotta go to the father and figure this whole thing out. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 25. I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly.
Right. That's what you should apply your heart to know, to seek out wisdom, to know the wickedness of folly and evil. Keep reading, Salakia.
Oh, God. Even of foolishness and madness.
You're supposed to be willing. You're supposed to be a man seeking understanding.
Right.
To know the reason of things. Why is this happening?
Right.
Why is this going on this way? Why is this? To know the wickedness of folly. To know what happens if somebody does something stupid.
Right.
Like this Michael B. Jordan, he ain't got nobody who would have told him, brother, do not marry that girl. Do not marry. And here you hear that so much, you start thinking this nigga don't want you to get no bucks. Yeah. He just jealous. He jealous of me. You know I'm young and fly. He don't want me get no tail. It's not a matter that the brother might just favor you and know this bitch ain't shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. He might just, okay, let me rephrase that. I try and y'all. He might know this girl needs to mature some more.
Right.
That sounds better?
Yeah.
Sounds better. So like it, because I can help, Mark. Bring me back in. The girl might need to mature. She might need a few more winters on her.
Right.
She might need a few more dry Passovers. She might need to spend some more time on the shelf.
Right. And
mature a little bit and be refined some more. You drink this now, brother. It's not that it's too strong for it. This might be poison for you at this point. It's not. This is not good for you. You shouldn't do it, Ak. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. But you on that rod together 24/7. I'm on the phone with you for 5 minutes, Ak. I'm on the phone with you for 5 minutes. I'm on the phone with you. Your rod said he lying, nigga. He lying. He just don't want me to get none. And then, you know, Michael B. Jordan. You know what I mean? Like he should have been in here to have men to tell him, bro, just walk the hell away, Ak. You Michael B. goddamn Jordan, Ak. What the hell are you talking? You're supposed to have a bitch on every continent. You're supposed to be leaving LA, going down to New Zealand somewhere for some bad Israelite down there, going over to, you know, the Maldives Islands somewhere. You come on, Ak. You fucking Killmonger, brother. What the hell? You know what I mean? But it happens. It happens. Yeah, Yahanna?
No, I want to say, yeah, because what you just said, I probably was like 20, and I told you about some girl I had married. You was like, did you see counsel? And I side-eyed you. I side-eyed you like, what? You can tell me who I can lay that with. I was young and dumb. But
listen, we all were. We all were young, dumb. We all was young and dumb, brother.
That feeling he was like, well, brother, you see, you know what I was saying? He was like, brother, did you see counsel first? He's like, yeah, you ain't seen no counsel.
Listen, sometimes, that's the thing about a woman. The bitch bad. You know, on any given Sunday, she could stun anybody. That's how Eve is made up. She's made up like that. She's made up to, you know, it's the flower attracting the bee. The bee don't care what the flower look like, you know, that thing in there is sweet. He going for it. So it's you know, it's a kind of catch-22. You had to be a little bit more wise, a little bit more circumspect. You really had to understand what a time is, which is why this whole court, the system of courting that Commander Yahanna put in place is so epic, because you give yourself enough time for the horniness to leave your dumb ass. Yeah. You give yourself enough time You might talk to them for 2 months straight every day, and then after a while, it's like, you're just on the phone, just, you there? Yeah. What are you doing? And it just fizzles, and then you just know it's done. You want to give it time, because why? You're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. I should take a little bit more time in making my decision, which is, once again, we're not equipped for life. We equipped to serve and be a slave. And in being a slave, part of being a slave is seeking pleasure. Because you're slaving so much, what do you want? To fill your belly because you're so hungry.
Right.
You want to rest because you're working so much. You want to have a ton of sex. Why? Because you can't get it like you want it. You got to sneak something in before work. You got to sneak something in late at night.
Right.
You got to sneak it in somewhere because you're a slave. You get the point? You're not a free man. It's different. We're just not raised for life.
Right.
You get the point? Keep reading Ecclesiastes.
Verse 26. And I find more bitter than death, the woman.
Say it one more time.
And I find more bitter than death, the woman.
Boy, Michael B. Jordan, boy, I feel for you, brother.
Right.
I hear you, brother, but trust and believe. Osaka was saying, you could have found this shit out 10 years later when you done have kids with this bitch out. And,
right.
she Marvel would have been paying her half your damn money. You get the point? Marvel would have been paying her. You sacrificed a little 2 years. You did it before the whole world. You did some extreme shit, though.
Right.
Nigga rent out the whole damn aquamarine shit. Bitch eat dinner underwater, and the bitch have a nerve to walk away from me? God damn! Good.
That's what I wanted to make a TikTok about. I was like, you gotta just, like how you saying, just really court and look, because you gotta make an investment. Like, all the pictures, y'all take y'all romantic kissy pictures and put it on Instagram, put it amongst the world. The marine thing, all them videos and pictures mean nothing now. I mean, it means something to him, but not to her. And
we don't know. We don't know. And that's the other thing too, because it's celebrities. It could mean something to both of them, but she have a manager too. She have somebody telling her what to do. You get the point? Just think Rihanna and Chris Brown. Like, only years later, we found out Rihanna was just as fucking heartbroken, if not even more.
Right.
But her management say you had to stay away from him, go say this, go on Oprah and cry. She went on Oprah years later and said she lied. Get the point? When it shit just happened, all the statements she made, she went with Oprah years later. She took Oprah to Barbados. They did the interview in a truck driving through Barbados. And she said, Chris Brown's the love of my life, but at the time, management was telling me this. The stuff I said wasn't really true. I was punching him too. I wish I could take the shit back. Like, what the F? Yeah. You get the point? Like, but you're not equipped for life.
Right. This
is life. This is real life you're dealing with. You get the point? You're not really equipped for it. All right. Read it again now.
Come on. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And I find more bitter than death, the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands.
Yikes.
Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her.
Listen, Michael B. Jordan, you learn your lesson.
Right.
You learn your lesson now. You should learn it. And brothers, you should learn your lesson too. You get the point? This one is more for the brothers. It might seem like I'm coming down on the sisters, but really, okay, I'm trying to word it the right way. I'm trying to say like y'all don't matter, but y'all matter. And this is why I'm saying it. If the brothers set the standard and start choosing better, y'all will be forced to be better. Either you're going to be better, you're going to buy all the toys Amazon have, because you ain't going to get no live rod. And then battery's going to go out someday. You know what I mean? That toy can't hug you at night, and it can't protect you when the nigga kicking in the door to rob your dumb ass. You get the point? This is really for a brother to just be a little bit more, be royal, man. Be rare. Don't be common. Yeah. It was a very common thing for Michael B. Jordan to choose her. I don't care what she looked like. That was common arc. Diddy and his son. Right. The nigga who was with Biggie in the pool talking about I got some friends. You could bring your friends, and we could all be friends. You remember that video? Him and his son wasn't born then. Him and his son smashed the same girl, and you go there, brother, you're common. And sometimes you had to be like the rarest of rarest box gonna get this rod. You damn near you're gonna have to think better of yourself to help you make that choice, because if you don't, you just she bad, let me stick it in. She bad, let me stick it in, and you can't do that.
Right.
Not with even this time, and you can't do that. And once you set the standard, best believe she wants you. She wants you out.
Yeah.
So guess what? She gonna come in here, and she gonna get in class, and she gonna be online. And you're going to see her Facebook page, and you're trying to scroll through to like, because you know you're trying to circumvent the 6-month rule. So you're trying to go like everything she got. And niggas is getting creative. They're going back 3 years. So she'll know, damn, he going through my pictures. But this sister here, because she want you and you rare, she only have 2 pictures up, or 3. One of herself, one with her in the head wrap thing, and another one of some random post some brother made or general made or something. Right. She don't have a ton of pictures up. Not saying anything wrong with putting pictures up, but this sister trying to be rare. Right. And she just there in class, and you damn near forget about her until Passover night, boy. And you be like, what the fuck is that? And you telling your homie, yo, who's that? Oh shit, that's her. The fuck? You good? Now go ahead, bro. Now you sure? It's good. Shalom, sir. Y'all Shema Tabashem Yahshai. Shalom, brother. Yeah, Shema Tabashem Yahshai. Can I get you a drink? She starts serving you, and you be like, "This bitch, what the fuck is wrong with her?" Yeah, because she watching you as much as you watching her. Right. But the world flipped the script. In her mind, she's rare. In her mind, her inbox is not rare. And them 300 likes on that picture ain't rare either. Right. You get the point? Them is common niggas in your inbox. Them is common niggas liking your shit. You get the point? Yeah. You had to flip. You rare. You the rare one. You the hero. How much Michael B. Jordan have in the world? 1. This brother is a top tier. You know, they're tipping him to be the next Denzel Washington. Like, brother, that's who you choose to have sex with? Right. Man, I don't go and get some bad, never before seen ass brother. Right. Never before seen, some funny name, from somewhere down Texarkana. You ever hear about that place? Yeah. you see, you don't even know that. You think I'm making shit up? Go look it up. Put up Texarkana right now. From some funny name place somewhere nobody don't even know about. The bitch bad, but she walk barefoot and pick up rattlesnakes. There's something you never even seen and heard. And whenever she walked the red carpet with me, now everybody wants her to model their shit. Right. Because she's just so bad and flawless, and ain't nobody ever had her before. With Michael B. Jordan, you just get caught up in the trap most brothers is caught up in, which is just being Christian. Right. Which makes, because you black, you just happy to come up because she bad when you the come up. You the come up, not her. Right. You get the point? You find it yet? Yep. Texarkana is a place. It's on the border of Texas and Arkansas. They call it Texarkana. You get the point? You could be a little bit more eclectic. You know what I mean? You could be a little bit more. Your palate can't be for, juice boxes. Right. You get the point? When you're eating food, you drink a juice box. When it's time to go in the bed, you want something off the top shelf. The shit come in a damn casket. Like that Johnny Walker Blue that I love. That box come in the bottle is in a goddamn casket. Like you see a casket how it be with the satin on the inside and shit? Like the drink dead. Yeah, I want that drink. That's down here how you had to be. And guess what? She will become that person. Right. She will do it because she wants it. Right. You think she don't want it because she didn't like in your pictures because she already know the game. She don't got to like my pictures. Right. I know I'm the shit out. You get the point? I don't care if you don't like the shit. Right. You think I don't see any calling out these shades right here? Shit. You're gonna have to carry. Don't be Michael B. Jordan now. Right. Don't be like that. So who are they?
Yeah, nah, you totally right, because you'll find out I mean, out of all the years of Passover, I never knew, but most definitely this year Passover, I found out you'll find some sisters who's watching that you did not know.
You're not seeing her.
I did not know.
Because you're busy fixing your eyes on something less savory than you deserve.
Right.
But you're not seeing this other one who she clocking in. She walking, you walking on this side with the brothers, Daphne and the mom. She on this side of the tent like some horror movie. And she's watching you. She's watching you. But you know, once again, we just had to reorganize shit and just get better and raise the standard up. Just raise the standard up. That's all. Michael B. Jordan, what is Lori Harvey's profession? Is she a doctor? She have a BSc in anything?
Nah, sir.
You Michael B. Goddamn Jordan, brother. You Creed. Come on. No, it's crazy. Come on. You guys gonna say something?
That's another example where our leaders fail us, because him being a leader, you know what I'm saying, like people look up to him and do what they do what he don't do. You know, our celebrities, like if they were to definitely lead and have some type of standing and raise the bar, then most dudes would too. And that's who really needs to change it, as you were saying. The dudes need to change it, and then the women gonna step up and get to that level.
Definitely, but he ain't gonna change nothing now. The change comes from us at the bottom. The change comes from us. Like you can't rely on them to change anything. They're too full of lust. You understand? They have, you know, everything at their fingertips, brother. Everything. And this nigga could fly to Paris for dinner. You get the point? So the change has to come from us, from the bottom. We had to set the culture. We had to reset the culture, reset the trend. And only we could do it. Right. But we could learn from them niggas, though. We could surely learn from them. You know what I mean? Read over 26 again, please. Give me Ecclesiasticus 36 and 21. Next, all right. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands.
All right, who could break that part down? I find more bitter than death the woman. Come on.
I mean, death. It's a horrible. I mean, if you have a loved one that.
Because let's put some up to here. It's on the counter. Some juice right there.
Okay. You got a loved one that dies.
I need noise.
Okay. So your father died or mother died, and that feeling that feeling of losing someone is very horrible. It's horrible. You know, so the people that lost the people in mass shootings, they know how that feeling is.
Or COVID. People lost people in COVID, mass shootings, cancer, accidents.
That feeling of losing a loved one is horrible.
I got oh shit, Slack in the story.
Losing someone is horrible, but
so
you would think that's the worst thing. But there's something that's one more thing that's worse than losing someone, which is an evil woman. Losing
someone to death. Right. You understand? There's a pain that's more bitter than that. You know what I mean? And which is what he going through right now.
Right.
So much so he wish he died. You get the point? Come on.
That's what I was saying. I remember you liked the video. I think you liked the video. The video of this brother. He always records his uncle. His uncle was older, probably in the 60s or 70s, and he was listening. He recorded his uncle tell the story about how one broke his heart.
Oh my God!
And he was like, "Man, I'd rather just had died. I would rather just die than deal with that heartbreak." Yeah, it's you know, it's just too much. It's too much. But who serve the Lord will escape from the shit. Right? Who serve the Lord will escape from the shit. Does it say escape or avoid?
It said escape, sir.
Right? He who serve the Lord shall escape from her. What does it mean, escape from her? Why is it escape? Why not avoid?
It's like, sir, because it's like, I hate to say it like this, but it's almost like she's a predator. So it's like she's actively doing this.
You trapped,
right?
You trapped. Okay, what's the trap though?
Hostage.
What's the trap? Yeah, how you hostage?
Her being all over your Facebook page with pictures and everything.
Okay, let me rephrase it. How are you trapped?
You trapped because you love her.
You don't want to escape. It's not like you know you're kidnapped and all. This, you know, it's It's Stockholm syndrome type shit you dealing with here. You get it? How DMX said, you wacky, stupid, your girl's a hoe. The kid ain't yours and everybody know. But I love my baby mother. Then you trapped. You trapped, Doc, because you know, your brain is somewhere else. Your her heart is snares and traps. You don't fall up in that shit somehow.
Right.
And you know, if you serve the Lord, you could escape it. You could escape. The Lord probably liked Black Panther. He probably liked that movie and said, you know what? I'm a preserve Killmonger. We need about 3 more. I don't need this nigga committing suicide with fentanyl. Right? And got him out of that situation. And you know, that's how the Lord got him out of it. But you really don't want to be even in there. So just choose better. Choose. Come on.
And I remember first coming to the truth, and there was a brother, he was my age, we both was 19, and he had a girl, but his girl was more using him because he was into fashion. So she would ask, she would get him to buy her like shoes and certain little clothing and stuff like that. And then once he couldn't provide it or something, she had rolled out. And just seeing the brother's face, like he was really depressed for like weeks. And I'm trying to talk to him about how to be strong from the little bit of knowledge I had got as a trooper. And
that's it. It's like talking to the wall at that point. It's literally like, bro, you there? And he's not there.
His face,
she took his soul out. What do you want?
His countenance was down.
She left with the Infinity Stones. Come on.
It's like 5 million. It's so bad that it's common knowledge. Like most brothers, like the first female that they fall in love with, and whenever she broke his heart, it's like it's common. People always make jokes like he'll call him like I'm gonna kill myself. It's like it's one of the things where it's like everybody can laugh because it's like almost every brother told the first girl he was in love with he's gonna do that because that's like you said the pain that it is. It's like it's common knowledge,
and it's so and that's why the truth is so is essential to black and Latino lives because just talking to other brothers and sisters, you just see the trauma of it.
Yeah.
Because once whether it's a young girl or a young boy get their first heartbreak, now they can't so-called trust the next person. And I remember myself going through it, my first little heartbreak. After that, I was like, no, I ain't.
Anybody ever looked at me wrong?
Right. Like,
any bitch ever owed me money?
Right,
You told somebody bitch.
And they don't deserve it. It was one female I was messing with. Come to find out, she had a boyfriend. I didn't find out till like I took her on a date or two. The second date found because I tried to make my first kiss, and she pulled away. Was like, I can't let you kiss me. I can't cheat on my boyfriend. And I was like, so you went 5 months without telling me you ain't had no boyfriend, without telling me that you had a boyfriend. So I was broke. I was broken after that. After that, I just treated females so dirty. And then the next one, she deserved it. The next one was a good girl. She was not a cheater, and she deserved it.
Listen. Once again, if we ain't grow up knowing life, because ain't nothing wrong with you having a girlfriend. But what would happen that you see happening now? I'll give it to you for time's sake. General Mayak and General Hazayan just had their children go to the prom together. Now they might not be boyfriend and girlfriend, but the parents is involved as they grow from young. They mightn't be like that, but you know, there's a certain amount of honor and class there. You understand? And she know this nigga here, he ain't common. And he knows she ain't common either. You get the point?
Right.
Like that's how you grow for life. They're being prepared for life. You understand?
Right.
Not that bullshit we have in the world.
Right.
Not that. Give me Ecclesiasticus 36 and 21.
Okay, sir. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36, verse 21. A woman will receive every man.
Say it one more time.
A woman will receive every man.
P. Diddy.
Every man.
His son.
Every man.
Trey Songz.
Every man.
Who else? It baffles me how this nigga getting pussy out. God damn. Future. God damn, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Yet in one daughter, yet is one daughter better than another.
Right? Yet is one daughter better than another. Michael B. Jordan should have already known that shit. He should have already understood that and known that, you know, it would have been better had she just left him.
Right.
But in his mind, he trying to make this wifey. That was just, you know, he has low self-esteem.
The house, he bought a house, trying to move into that house.
What?
He had just bought a new house in LA and somewhere in California. He just bought it. That's what the story is. The story is he had just bought a new house. The rumor is he tried to get more serious, and then she was like, "Nigga, I'm not trying to."
He bought this bitch a house.
I don't know. He bought. Oh, well, you know, he bought himself a house.
So he didn't have a house before?
He did.
He bought that bitch a house.
Right, he bought a new house, and he bought a new house in LA. And rumors he was trying to move her in or something, or he wanted to get more serious, maybe get engaged or something. Who knows? Not knowing that he'd be already married, but.
That's wild.
You know,
that's wild. Okay, and this is the dangerous thing. I don't know if you all saw that video with the little 15-year-old girl or 14-year-old girl, and the father down there proposed to her. Yeah. Father is a sodomite.
Yeah, God.
Something going on in that house. It's gonna come out later. Yeah. But that shit ain't normal. And that little girl, sorry to say it, she already a hoe. Yeah. Right? She already getting torn out the frame. Yeah. But what he said, where if I'm giving you this ring so that you're not impressed when other people do it, that's Steve Harvey with this girl.
Right.
Like that shit he did, all them things don't mean nothing to her. That's just like taking a girl to an amusement park. Right. She's gonna enjoy the ride, but when it's time to leave the park, it's time to leave the park. You get the point? But it would have meant something to that little broad from Texarkana or you know, Chattanooga somewhere. You get the point? Or 12 miles somewhere. It would have meant something to that person. But Michael B. Jordan you've seen it now, he has low self-esteem. He's suffering with low self-esteem, but that's a good thing. That means he a nigga. He black just like the rest of us. And it takes coming into the truth for you to start to look in the mirror and realize you not filth. You don't have to settle for nothing. You could demand something. You could really be like, no, I don't want this, I want that. Be that. Give me this. You could now be that because what? In the world today, who's doing it? The women. They're the ones who making demands and I have standards. He can't do this. He can't do. And what his brother's doing? Jumping to the bar. It's feminine. The thing has to change. It has to turn around. You understand, Yahanna? Come on.
Yeah, and I was saying, the brother was down. He was calling rappers that he ain't hung out with in a minute. Because the brothers was like, yeah, he just called me random. The brother was like, he just called me last minute. It was a rapper that he was at the game with.
I know.
He was like, yeah, man, Michael, you just called me last minute, but I just came out here. He was like, it was last minute, but I came. He was like,
that's that tennis player husband. Yeah.
Michael B just scored the concert.
That nigga goes in the house like, after tonight, don't leave it good around me. Come on, boy, we going out. And that was Diddy too, right? Diddy had to call him and console his ass. Lord be with him, Mark. But that's it. It's horrible. It's horrible. But brother, you better make sure you don't make the same decision. One daughter is better than another. Watch who you choose. Watch who you choose. Is you're gonna make an absolute mistake by it. Watch who you choose. Give me 1 Ezra. Hold on. Give me 1 Ezra 3. I think it's 3. Any questions online, Kazaf? No, sir. Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. Give me 1 Ezra 3, 3 verse 1.
Sir. The book of 1 Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1. Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia. Verse 2. And to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India unto Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. Verse 3. And when they had eaten and drunken, and being satisfied were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awakened. Verse 4, when 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another.
Right. So now this is Darius the king, right? And he had this party, and everybody eat, and they was happy, and they're drinking, right? And everybody done eating, and they were happy, right? So now after the party, he going to sleep, and then these 3 young brothers, they gathering together. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5, let every one of us speak a sentence, he that shall overcome.
Hold on. Read it one more time. Take your time.
Verse 5, let every one of us speak a sentence,
Mm-hmm.
he that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory.
Right. So now, the Darius promised these men these things. So what's really happening here?
So we got 2 questions, sir.
Sir. Right. What's really happening here? First Ezra 3.
3 and 6 now.
We at 5 right now.
Well, we had 5 now.
Right. Okay. They what they're doing, they just talking amongst each other, like how when you was young, you would be with the brothers and you're walking home, and then you'll say, last one to the porch, mother is a hoe.
Yeah.
Does that really mean your mother's a hoe?
Nah.
It's just how young niggas do shit. So there's like, let's speak a sentence, and whoever speaks the heaviest, whoever drop the heaviest shit, Darius gonna make you king and give you all this shit. That's you're gonna be the man. Darius gonna give you shit. It's like that. All right, go ahead.
And great things of token and victory.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6, as to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold.
Go ahead.
And a chariot with bridles of gold, and a head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. Verse 7.
So that's talking, to all the things they're seeing, because remember, these is like servants,
right?
And they just watch this party, which was decadent, just royal and overflowing with riches and wealth.
Right.
And they're saying, whoever, man, let's each speak a sentence, and whoever heavy, Darius gonna give you all this shit. Yep. Because you just demand. Right, go ahead.
Verse 7, and he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin.
No, you see how creative these men get with no Instagram.
Right.
They ain't no Facebook. They ain't scrolling. Darius going to sleep. They're packing up or doing whatever. He said, listen, man, whichever one of us could speak the heaviest, man, you gonna sit next to him. We're gonna be like, Darius counsel. That's wise. Yeah. That's how you gonna be. Because they ain't no other bullshit to distract your ass. You with the homies, you chilling. Right. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Verse 8, and then everyone wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius his pillow. Verse 9, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia shall judge. That is his sentence. Is the wise.
Right. So that's what they have in their mind. Once again, these are young men. They don't know Darius ain't looking underneath that damn pillow. Darius gonna get up and go take a piss and shit and ask for wine, and that shit gonna be gone. All right, keep going.
Okay. To him shall the victory be given, as was appointed. Verse 10. The first wrote, wine is the strongest. Verse 11. The second wrote, the king is the strongest. Verse 12. The third wrote, women are the strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory.
Right. So the first one wrote, wine is the strongest. The second one wrote, the king is the strongest. The third one wrote, women are the strongest.
Right.
But now, he's saying the truth bear away all victory. Right? What you got there?
They banging, sir.
The vegan?
No, they banging.
Oh, they banging. Oh, okay. I thought there was vegan. No, I'm too what? Okay, give me chapter 4 and start at 13. Hold on.
First Esdras, chapter 4, verse 13. Then the third, who has spoken of women.
Hold on. Let's keep going. Let's not skip down to 13 just yet. Keep going.
Calm.
Go back to verse 3, chapter 3, verse 13.
The book of First Esdras, chapter 3, verse 13. Now, when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he read them. Verse 14. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media,
mm-hmm.
and the governors, and the captains, and the lieutenants, and the chief officers. Verse 15. And sat them down in a royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. And he said, call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences.
Mm-hmm.
So they were called and came in. Verse 17. And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writing.
Right. So he asking them, break this down. Like, what does this mean? Right? Go ahead.
Then began the first, who has spoken of the strength of wine. Verse 18. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceedingly strong is wine. It causeth all men to err that drink it.
And he spoke the truth. Right? That wine could cause you to do things you wouldn't normally do if you wasn't drinking it. Right? And go ahead.
Verse 19. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one. Of the bondman and of the freeman.
What does he mean in making the mind of the king and the fatherless child to be all one?
Meaning the king and a fatherless child, y'all both can be drunk. And both be simple because y'all drunk.
You're both more simple. Because like a child without a father is like Michael B. Jordan. At the point you don't have somebody to tell him, no. You killmonger, brother. You fucking killmonger. Go get something, better.
Right.
You get the point? Go ahead.
Come. Of the poor man and of the rich. Verse 20. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth
neither sorrow nor death. What's up? Somebody else out there?
The police is out there. I think they just patrol.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Come, sir.
Sorry, it's verse 20. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor death. Verse 21.
Because why? Once you drink a little bit of, you could be under a bridge. You and whoever you're under a bridge with is going to have the best night of all your life. As long as you liquor in your blood. But if you sleep that shit off in the morning, you're going to fight as soon as you wake up. So you had to go get a drink first thing in the morning. Right. For anybody who don't understand, where people be driving in the street and be like, damn, it's 7 o'clock in the morning and they're drinking already? Yes, nigga, because, they in the top of the mountain right now. Right. You don't want them to come down. Yeah, you really don't want that. You want them to just stay there. Stay at that position because they're happy. And yeah, they're happy. You get the point? Because that's what alcohol will do. It could change your perspective on things. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. And maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor. And it maketh to speak all things by talents.
Right? It make every man, it's lucky. It make every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor. What does that mean?
Like when you're drinking, it's like nobody rules over you. So you don't remember the oppression.
Yeah, you not only that, you might walk up to the king and the
Yeah,
governor and
right,
say,
right.
"What's up, governor?" You might make yourself equal because you drunk tonight.
If the president can be drunk, you can be the poor man, be drunk, and y'all drunk enough.
Yo, if you're drunk enough for that night, use the president, nigga. That nigga say, "Hey, go fly Air Force One." And both of y'all in the back of Air Force One, the crew looking like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Verse 22. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and to brethren.
Mm-hmm.
And a little after, draw out swords.
That's what we were just talking about. Once the liquor leave the blood, they're gonna fight. You understand? They forget both loved ones and brothers, and a little while after, they're gonna draw swords. They're gonna start a fight. Go ahead.
So that means when they are in their cups, basically when they drink up.
When they're in the cup, meaning like you drink so much, you in the cup. You in the cup now, like you in love, like you fall in love. Like when they are in their cup, like okay, damn, he really in that girl air. It don't mean you're in her brain, in her air, standing there, but it means you talking to her so much. It's like you in her air.
Right.
You understand? Somebody say, hey, man, he in my brain. You get the point? So it's like you in the cup. You drinking so much. It's like you in the cup. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 23. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done.
And when that wine done gone, wake up the next morning and is what? What you mad at me for? What I do? What? I did what?
Right.
Nah. And then the shit tape with you on the live. Yeah. Who's there? you know, you acting the goddamn fool. Go ahead.
I remember one sister went to my school, she put on Facebook, she said, I'm not going out drinking no more. She said, I woke up, somebody was in my bed. And she was like, wow, she was like, yo, this is crazy. Like I woke up and somebody was in my bed, or she was in somebody else's bed, and she didn't even know who the hell he was. This is ridiculous. And then the same thing in the world of my past, I thought I was good. We had a drunk night. I woke up, she was like, he walked right past me and he said nothing to me. I was like,
who the fuck is that?
they didn't even know me.
I'm trying to tell you, it's rough. It's a rough thing. The alcohol is strong. It's stronger than man. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Art.
Verse 24. O ye men, is not wine the strongest that enforceth to do thus? And when he had so spoken, he held his peace. Right? It's not wine. That's what he's saying. Is oh ye men, is not wine the strongest? Right? Doesn't it make us do these things? And when he say that, he stopped. He think, he dropped something heavy. You know what I mean? Isn't wine the strongest? Doesn't it make us do this? Yeah, Darius gonna give me some shit. Next nigga come on, hold my beer. Go ahead. Come. Book of First Esdras, chapter 4, verse 1. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, verse 2, O ye men, do not men excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them? Verse 3, but yet the king is more mighty, but for he is Lord of all these things. Go ahead. And have dominion over them. Right. And whatsoever he commandeth, them they do. Right. So he breaking it down. Like no matter what men go and conquer and whichever lands, the king have dominion over all these things. Right. And whatever this king say, men do. Go ahead. Verse 4. If he bid them make war, the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers. Verse 5. They slay and are slain. The transgress and transgress not the king's command. Well, that's a ton of power. You ordering men to the death, really. Yep. You get the point? But men willingly go do it. They willingly go do it because he is king. He's in charge. You get the point? Go ahead. if they get the victory, they bring all to the king,
Mm-hmm.
as well the spoil, as all things else.
Right. If they beat the next army, whatever spoil they take, they bring it to the king.
Right.
When they win, who gets the glory? The king. When Navy SEAL Team 6 killed Osama bin Laden, who killed Osama bin Laden? Obama. Obama killed bin Laden. He got him. You get the point? Like that's how it is. Obama wasn't on the helicopter. He didn't fire one shot. You understand? But he was the king. You get the point? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers and have not to do with wars, but use
husbandry.
Mm-hmm. Use husbandry when they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it to the king and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare.
Right.
Verse 8. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. Verse 9. If he command to cut down, they cut down.
Right. So he running it down. And of course, Darius is a king, so he probably think he gonna get this damn chain and get to sit next to Darius with all this goddamn wisdom.
Right.
So he running on how powerful the king should be. Give me skip to verse 12.
Okay, sir. Verse 12. O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed, and he held his tongue?
Right. So he make a point. How is the king not mightiest when everything he say to do, he's obeyed? There's nothing nobody is going to disobey the king and not do.
Right.
You get the point? It's hard for us to understand now because of all this the democracy. But in times past, the king is somebody who's definitely chosen. This is why David would not kill what's his name? Saul. David wouldn't. He refused to kill Saul because he said, "I will not touch the Lord's anointed." Right. You understand? I don't care what you're saying. The Lord put him in charge. I'm not going to rise up against that because it will mean rising up against the Lord. You get the point? Right. Like that's the king command a whole ton of power, right? Let's go.
Come. Verse 13. Then the third, who had spoken to women and of the truth, his was
this.
This was Zerubbabel. Began to speak.
No, you see, they know his name.
Right.
So that should tell you something right there. We don't know the name of the other two. Who was the other two? Wine and Crown. That's the name. That was the name. Wine and Crown. Right. But this third one, we know his name. Go ahead.
You can call him Zerubbabel in them.
On phone them. On Zerubbabel in them. Good.
Verse 14. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them, or are they not women?
So he says, not the wine, it's not the king and the multitude of men that's most powerful. Who rules over kings? Who rules over multitudes of men? Who rules over wine? Women. The only thing that's more nice than a good bottle of whatever you're drinking in the club is the bitch bringing the drink to you. You forget you just see anything sparkling and she coming and you just elbow your nigga right here. Could you jump in this cup?
And you do it. You get first of all, like when we have a discussion about getting a section, we're trying to get the section for the females. It ain't even for you and your buddies.
Nah,
it's for
the broads. Everything is for the broads. I don't care. I have it on tonight, but I layered at Mitri thinking she's gonna want to climb up these steps. She's gonna see this and see there's levels to this shit. And I wrap that Mitri just not anybody in mind, just knowing that some bad bitch gonna see this bitch and be like, yikes. Go learn some, how to curry something. You get the point? Go ahead.
Verse 15. women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Verse 16.
Women born the king, which is ones that where you get that black woman is God from. Black woman is God, the XX chromosome, the first woman, this, that, the other. The woman make the men. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up and planted the vineyards from whence the wine cometh.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men. And without women cannot men be. Verse 18. Yea, and men have gathered
and
together.
If men.
Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty?
Listen, that's what he was just saying. If men gather together silver and gold and drinks and a section somewhere and every goodly thing, what could trump, all this wine and all this Jordan and this drip I'm wearing? What's the one thing that could be better than that?
Somebody coming over to you that shit.
Oh, she ain't even saying nothing. She just gonna unhook the thing and put it back and come look you in your face and sit on your lap and you ain't gonna do shit. I dare you. Tell me you're gonna do shit. You're gonna start to look at your homies like, what you want? What you want, baby? I'll buy you anything.
Right, exactly.
Because you're simple. She's supposed to come to me and what you want to drink, my lord.
Right.
Go and tell them you want the thing in the back that nobody can touch.
Right.
Get the point. Come on.
So like I said, it depending on how deep in the trenches you are, some brothers, they ask a brother like who you need me to take care of. Like
yikes.
Like, who you need me to handle. Like, that's how deep it goes.
It's bad. It's get bad. This one's bad. Yeah, I mean you had to escape from the trap.
It's like your man Future. He's like, oh, I don't understand how you do it. One of the Future songs, what did he say? He said, yes, you can wear that. Yes, you can wear this when I'm not around you. And then he was like, who pissed you off? And then what else he said? He said, I'll pick you up. I'll pick up your kids from your baby daddy if you need me to.
And my kids is called Full Metal Jacket and Hollow Points.
Right.
And 5.67s, 7.62. I have two on the way called Creed Moore and 308s. You could pick them niggas up. That's what you could do. Pick all of them up. Every last one. Shit. Go ahead. That's wicked as shit. Listen, he ain't saying nothing to that old quarterback in Seattle. That nigga picking his son up.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally. Go ahead. Please, let me hear you.
The book of Esther, chapter 7, verse 2. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed even to the half of the kingdom.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough, But now on the flip side, in fact, that's what he's going to run into that same thing there. But now on the flip side, you could have that situation right there. That's a good situation to have. Yeah, I mean, that's a good situation to have when she know how to come to you. You get it? When she knows she had to present herself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, and that the cold, I like that one because the cold part of it is she show up in the court, in that court yard. You could only come to the king at certain times. If you come to that courtyard and the king didn't call you, they're supposed to kill you.
Yep.
She showed up and the guard started moving towards her, and the king pointed his scepter, telling them to wait. And she walked up to the scepter and touched the tip with her finger. She walked up to that shit and did this here. That king said, you touched the tip? Come on. What you want? On to the end of the kingdom, I'll give you. You get the point? That's a good situation. The sisters should learn from that shit. I'm going to get a scepter for next year Passover. Jeremiah say he want the cloak. I want the scepter. See that? And I'll go anywhere wrong the wife law. Just how about you?
Right.
It's big enough for all you. You can touch it. Everybody can touch it. Go ahead. Select.
Verse 19. And letting all those things go, do they not gape?
Gape. That's an old school word. I used to use that back in church. You gaping. What you gaping at that girl? Meaning you in a trance. You like, and you zoned in. You call that gaping.
Right.
All men gape. Like somebody walking in the room and you just like. Until you're gaping. Go ahead.
And even with open mouth, fix their eyes fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever.
You understand? Michael B. Jordan didn't think about his career.
Right.
He didn't think about Black Panther 2. You know what I mean? The producers and them say they're going to erase the Killmonger legacy and make him the hero for the new one. I mean, like they're gonna flip him, like he's gonna turn now. Because the Black Panther dead, they say they're not gonna recast him.
Right.
They're gonna just leave him there like a martyr and then bring this one back. You're gonna get that to Lori Harvey. 23 years and got more bodies than yikes. Like Iraq, like the streets of Ukraine. She got more bodies at. But all the gold and silver, it don't matter because she walk in the room, you get caught up with her. You have desire for somebody like that. Go ahead.
Verse 20. A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. Verse 21. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother, nor country. Verse 22. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
You understand what I'm saying when I see he stick it not?
I mean, when I hear that, it just reminds me of when you was a kid, you be more close, or you might call your father and mother more. Get your rib, you call them a little bit. Call your parents a little bit.
Okay, it's the way how it's written is kind of backwards. Even I was reading some of this shit here now. We used to say this, we used to use these terms in the Caribbean. Growing up, you would hear, let's say you and your homie see some girl. And brothers always converse who going after, who going first. You going? You sure? Or something like that. Even in the world, it mightn't be as cold as in here, but even in the world, it would be some kind of, or it would be a girl who feeling one of your homies.
Right.
But he not actually going behind her. You would say, man, you sticking. Come on, man, you sticking, meaning like you ain't in gear, or you're stuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? So here, read it again. He sticketh not.
Oh God. Verse 21. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife.
Meaning he ain't sticking when it comes to going and moving in with that girl. Right. He gone quick. Nothing holding him back. Right. He sticketh not. He's not sticking. You get the point? He's not stuck here. He gone with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? That's what he mean when he say he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife. He ain't nothing holding him back. He ain't have no apprehensions or reservations. He didn't think about renting out that damn aquarium. Right. He didn't think about buying that house. He bought that thing with the quickness. He did not stick when it came to that.
Right. So like here we can say, well, you loafing.
You loafing.
You BSing.
Yep, you BSing, you loafing. You know what I mean? It's like that. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Well, slide. Want me to go with 21 again?
No, go ahead, 22. Hold on.
Verse 22.
Yeah, 22.
By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Read that again.
Verse 22. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Read that one more time.
By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
And like Michael B. Jordan did not get this lesson out.
Right.
By all this, you must know that women have dominion over you. Not me, though. But women have dominion over you.
Right.
You get the point? You're going to learn. You like brothers need the truth. They need the truth so that a woman does not have dominion over you. Right? The scripture says, set not your soul before a light woman. Right? She will walk all over it. You get the point? Don't do that. Don't set your I forget how it's actually worded. Somebody could find it if you know it. It's set your something before a shallow woman or a light woman, something like that. All right. Keep going. Say it.
The water is the truth, because I remember before being caught up in women, but then when I got in, women would leave me because I'm preaching to come right up.
Because in the truth.
The truth. The truth
Yep.
would make it basic. Like what the first river came in, she was like, I told her sex was marriage. She was like,
What?
We're not married. And she left. Our sister left. She wanted to sell cigarettes. I said, don't sell cigarettes.
And okay, it's the same thing, because that Lori Harvey, okay, the bro who you told sex is marriage was scared of commitment. She was scared of, no, oh shit, I'm married to you now. So that shit is like, I can't do it. Lori Harvey scared of the same thing. It's just she thinks the commitment is the ring. She don't understand it's the sex. If he had that knowledge, he wouldn't even been in the place, because she would have rejected him. Because she's a hoe. You get the point?
I got to speak, sir.
Please.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
Mm-hmm.
Forsake her not.
Forsake her not. You have a wife after your mind. The same. Can two walk together unless they agree?
Right.
You have some woman who are rolling with you, down with you, after your mind, after your desire.
Right.
Like a secretary with the employee.
Yep.
You get it? With the boss, with the manager. You get the point? Ecclesiasticus 7 and 26.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
But don't give yourself over to a light woman. Light. She ain't heavy. She can blow away with a ring.
Right.
She can blow away with, whatever little, anything past. Once it's a little strong, she's going to get taken with it, because she's light.
Right.
This woman, she's not, grounded and heavy.
Right.
You get the point? Like our brother said, damn, that's heavy.
Right.
It's not how we're talking about.
Right.
She's not. You get the point? Any more on it?
No,
Oh, that's it.
Sir.
All right, let's keep going with Ezra.
Oh, confident. Verse 22. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Mm-hmm.
Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
You understand? Like, that's life in the world. Now, do you not labor and toil and work and dress and buy things based on her?
Right.
You get the point? When the shit should be the other way. You get the point? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 23. Yea, a man taketh his word.
His sword.
Taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers. Verse 24, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
It's rough. It's a rough world we live in. That's in the Bible. Right. That's the truth. The comment is like, damn, nigga spitting.
Verse 24, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth.
Nah, skip up to the one before.
Verse 23, yea, a man taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob and steal, and sail upon the sea and upon rivers. Verse 24, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Verse 25.
That's life. That's life. Drug dealer is what? What Biggie say? The #1 album. Nah, just Biggie say I was just selling crack to feed my son. Yeah, women rule over y'all. I'm just selling a little crack to feed my daughter. Yeah, I mean, and then he say, what he say? I'm gonna pay for her college, so she don't need no man. That's in one of his songs too. Get it, boy? She don't need no nigga, cause nigga ain't shit. That's this world, back. This is world. You have to flip it around. You have to think the other way, right, for yourself, because the world will tell you different. Right. Come on.
I was going to mention the Jay-Z drink that he said that's why niggas get haircuts and try to dress fly for the power of,
Yes, it's the woman. It's the woman. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Slide.
Come. Verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women,
Mm-hmm.
and become servants for their sakes.
Right, that's self-explanatory, right?
Come.
Many men lose their mind. That's what mean run out of wits for a woman.
Right.
You lose your mind. You understand? You lose your mind for a woman. What's it say? After wits?
Come.
And become servants. You start, you serving this girl.
Right.
Come on.
Will Smith, man.
Oh my God.
Will Smith, this scripture, because and that's crazy. Being 10 years in the truth, I never heard that scripture about running the wits until the Will Smith incident. Like Will Smith smacking Chris Rock because he said something about that ball head.
Yep.
Is out of his wits.
Yeah, he ran out of his wits. He ran out of his wits when he was on the internet in his drawers. Remember a few months before he was on the internet in his drawers?
Oh, yeah.
He was on Instagram in his boxers and naked, and you know what I mean? Yeah, he ran out because he was doing this book and he was saying how Hollywood made him such a carnal person where he would damn near eat and do, take pills and shit to keep his body looking a certain way.
Right.
An extra workout because he was such this high profile in Hollywood. So now he had the age, he don't care. He doing remember he went on a whole thing doing skydiving and all kind of dumb shit. So he on the internet in his drawers like, hey, look at me. This nigga was losing his mind. And now he done become a servant to her. He had to go take care of somebody because they said an alopecia joke and the bitch don't got no alopecia.
Right.
And broad's been wearing wigs forever.
Yeah.
You tell me she can't just go put a wig on that ugly knot she got?
Right.
So like, keep going.
So, verse 27. Many also have purged, have erred, and sinned for a woman.
For women, it's rough. I was reading about these brothers in Texas who just killed one killed the other one, some Texas rapper, I forget his name.
Trouble.
It was Atlanta. And the other one is Jamaica or something.
Yeah.
Brother broke up with his ribs 7 days.
Yep.
7 days, he comes to the house. I think it's his house that she was in.
It was her house.
It was her house?
Yeah, but they was together for 3 years.
Brother, that's his house.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says.
God.
He come to, how he getting? He breaking?
That's what we trying to figure out. But I'm like, it's out. It's like you said, it's his house.
That's his house.
Right.
Another man is in the bed, knocked out after knocking up his broad.
Yeah.
He goes in there and started to whoop her ass and shoot the brother in his chest over this one girl. And woman is like, don't be mad at the girl. He should have never gone in there. You jealous of him because he's a successful rapper.
Like Yahanna said, he ain't knocking her head up against your head, boy.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. When I read the story, I was like, damn, he was just talking about this shit. Like that shit is going to make you lose your mind. It's going to make you sin. Men have lost their life. Many perished. And 2 brothers perished now because of this bitch, this hoe. You get the point? 2 brothers perished because of this hoe. Go ahead.
Verse 28. And now do ye not believe me?
Mm-hmm.
Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him?
So he's saying now, even after all this, you don't believe me still? Okay. Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Regions might want to do something to him, but it's like, damn, if we do that, the repercussions. Right. They fear to touch him. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 29. Yet did I see him and a pain the king's concubine, the daughter of the admiral Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king.
So he's saying, yet did I see him and this young girl, who was, this young girl, the daughter of Barticus, who's sitting on the king's right hand, meaning the king's right hand's man. Daughter, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 30. And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. Verse 31.
Yes, and so they didn't say the age of this girl.
Right.
You might think it's a, piece of tail. It might be a young girl, a little daughter. She climb up on the king and playing with him, and take the crown off his head and put it on his head, and she hit him. But this is the most feared man in the land. Regions, military scared to touch this man. And look how she carrying him. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 31. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth.
And for all this, his only reaction was, dastardly. She got some balls on her.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again.
Right? If she laughed at something funny to him. Yeah. Oh shit, damn, you so goddamn funny, bitch. That's funny as shit. Oh, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. That's a woman. Go ahead.
I had one of my damn homies do that to me. It was some chick. She was bougie. She got mad because we were going to some spot. It started raining. She got caught a little bit in the rain. It wasn't my fault. I left them. I got to the spot before them. But I told them where to park.
Right.
They had a park. It's U Street, so you got to park down 4 or 5 blocks. When you get there late, they walking. They kept stopping. She kept walking. She got caught in the rain. So I'm damn near doing it to the chick. She get to the spot. I'm like, she a little upset. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You all right? Trying to see what's up with her. She's like, yeah, no, they stopped making me walk in the rain. Da-da-da. Then she's like, you don't talk to me because you the one that told us to park down there. So I'm getting cornered because you. And I flipped and just went all my anger is like, bitch, what the fuck? And I just went all the way.
And of course, don't worry with him.
Right, and of course, my homeboy who grew up with me since a kid, I felt like he was a traitor because then.
No, he's not a traitor.
I'm cursing her out for doing that to me, and he trying to. To me that night,
he's not a traitor.
He was on her side that night.
Of course, you don't got a pussy.
Right.
You wanted backup, you should have grown a pussy. You still like a vagina. You should have had a vagina. He's not a traitor. It's just you didn't have the quality product that he was looking for.
Right.
He was looking for a certain quality grade A USDA prime meat. You just didn't have it. So what you want him to do? He got to go, you selling McDonald's, this bitch is Outback. Yeah, I mean, this bitch is Arby's. She got that meat. And she wet too, which means she cold, which means what? She gonna need to be dried off. She gonna need to be warm. You know what I mean? She might need to walk back to the car. You can stay there and cuss out if you want to.
He was trying, and she wasn't for him. It was for my brother. It was for my little brother. She was supposed to be for my little brother. My cousin ended up trying to talk to her. It ain't work, but just to see him do that. And that was the first time he met her, the first day he met her.
Listen, once again, the shit men do for boxer.
Right. It's all the things you were saying sound like opportunity to get closer to the box.
That's it. And
listen, in here, I provide the opportunity to get closer to the rod of correction. And the standard is very high for it, though. It's very, very high. I'm not common. And the men in here who are raised and work with are not common either. They don't get flattered by sliding in some DMs. Bitch, you pay tithes? You don't pay no goddamn tithes, but you want a conversation? Pay me to talk. Oh, that's some weird, right? And the bitches be saying that? My cash app is something I don't talk for free. Go pay some tithes, woman. Go pay some goddamn tithes, then we talk. And somebody will order me to talk to you. You might think you're nice, but I'm just talking to you because I get ordered to. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 32. O ye men, how can it be but women? How can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Verse 33. Then the king and the princes looked one upon another. So he began to speak of the truth. So
as he tell them that, they started to look at each other like, yeah, he right. And then he started to speak about the truth. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 34. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in its course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Verse 35. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore, great is the truth, and stronger than all things.
See that last part again?
Come.
Therefore,
great is the truth, and stronger than all things. Verse 36.
Skip me down to 38.
Verse 38. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always.
The truth what?
It endureth.
It what?
Endureth.
The truth endureth. Lori Harvey and that brother was a lie, because they didn't endure nothing.
Right.
You understand? The truth is most powerful. That brother Michael B. Jordan, he didn't have the truth. That's why he fell for a whore. He fell for a slut. When he tried to make a slut righteous, and you can't do it because you yourself ain't operating in how the Lord wants it done. You're operating according to the white man, who is the devil, who is a deceiver. You're living in a lie. And this whole thing fell apart because you didn't have the truth. It wasn't because you didn't have money, because you got money. It wasn't because you wasn't a high value man, according to Kevin Samuels. You're a top tier ass actor, man. You a top tier actor. They take him and one of them female brands, I forget the name of it, had him modeling for them. And the nigga don't even shave and shit. He on there looking like a bum, just in expensive clothes, because his profile is so high. What was it? Was it brand? Chanel. He wearing Chanel jeans and bag and advertising the bag and shoes and shit. And the nigga, he, in them, when they're advertising perfumes and modeling, they, shape them up and, square jaw. That nigga on there looking like he a trash man. Like he pick up your trash in the morning, beard all rough, hair all rough, because he's so top tier. Right. He's such a top tier actor. So it's not for lack of money or prestige, right, but it's because he didn't have the truth. Right. You understand? He didn't have the truth. You have the truth, though. Right. Fortunately enough, you have the truth. You mightn't be, she mightn't come see you, she mightn't listen to your mixtape. Right? Just don't sweat that. She mightn't come watch your 30-minute film on your iPhone. But you do have the truth that you could conquer that goddamn demon. That's right. You do got the truth. You get the point? All right, what was the questions? I think we're on the time, though.
A brother asked, young Matthew asked, do I talk to the sister's father before I court her?
You should talk to your father before you court her. Right? Young man Matthew. You should talk to your father before you court her, because you're a young man. Right. You understand? You're a young man. You should talk to your father before you court her. Your father might tell you, brother, you ain't ready to court nothing. Right. You understand? Your father might tell you that. You should talk to your father before you court her, or you talk to her father. All right? Right. That's it?
And then somebody asked, was Ruth the Israelite?
Yes, Ruth was an Israelite. Ruth was not a Moabite. She was a Moabite-ish woman, just like you are an American, or a brother is a Puerto Rican, or, somebody is a Mexican. Right. That's how Ruth was a Moabite-ish woman.
It's like they had to follow the law just for her to, for Boaz to get her, so that would prove that she was an Israelite.
Exactly. They had to follow the law for Boaz to get her. She was of close kin. Right. You get the point? She was of close kin. So if she wasn't an Israelite, why would they follow the law? And Israelite law forbids anybody to marry a non-Israelite. Boaz wouldn't be able to marry her. Ruth was an Israelite. She was Moabitish, just like people are Danish. Like how you have Danish cookies. Right. They're from Denmark. Or what's English? From England. You get the point? Right. Or Spanish from Spain. She was Moabitish, like that. You get the point? That's how she was. She was not a Moabite. Right. That's it.
And she asked about Job as well. Was he an Israelite?
Job was not an Israelite because he was before Jacob. Job was not a contemporary with the 12 tribes. He was actually before Jacob. I think it tells you in the Bible dictionary. I might be wrong, but he's somewhere before that, before Abraham, somewhere after Noah, I believe. You get the point? Job was not a son of Israel, but he was a son of Adam, right, because he followed God's laws. Right? He was not an Israelite because he was not a son of Israel, but he was a son of Adam, which means he was a son of God, because he followed the laws. He's not an Israelite the same way Abraham was not an Israelite, right, the same way Shem was not an Israelite, but they were God's people. Isaac was not an Israelite, but they were God's people. That's how Job was. Job was not from one of the 12 tribes, because even though the book of Job is after, that time period was before. You get the point? That time period was before. Job was a son of Adam, one of the sons of Adam, one of the sons of God.
Right.
All right, you get the point? You all know, pay your tithes. Don't slack on it. With that, pass the class. That's it?
Yeah, that's it, sir.
With that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shapat.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We at the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head. TITHES, from the head to marry. TITHES, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and is pronounced ma'ishu. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department of Teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, the Feast of First Fruits. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. Sunday, June the 12th, 2022, begins before sundown. Also, the Chicago Cookout, which is the weekend of July 24th. Remind Akim and Akwatian to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband and scarf. And with that, I say Majim, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, and Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Barak Thumb. Yahweh Shem Barak Thumb.
Yad Yamatah, class dismissed.